guys, so today we're going to talk about tools and supplies. These are the basic tools and supplies you need to make your design process nice and easy. I'm Marie, your trusted flower fairy, and today we're going to talk about some of the basic tools I use day to day working as a floral designer. And I think these tools are great, whether you are a new designer and you're investing in your supplies for the first time, or flowers are your favorite hobby and you design on the weekend for fun, or maybe you just love to make a good arrangement and you need to know what you need to make that happen. This is the video for you. So the first tool I'll say to invest in is a Lazy Susan. You probably have this in your kitchen already, maybe not. But I don't even know if I would call it a tool, but this is great because when you're designing, you can see your arrangement from a 360 perspective. So you can really see it as you're making it and move things around as needed. So that makes things a lot easier when you are designing. The second tool is a pair of working gloves. Again, things you might already have, but if not, these are just flower gloves I got from at my local floral supplies store, but I'm sure you can find them on Amazon. Any kind of working gloves that can help to protect your hands, because flowers can actually be quite damaging to your hands. So definitely invest in a pair of working gloves. The next set of tools are watering cans. So these are pretty self-explanatory to fill your vases as you're working. And if you are, let's say, working in an event, for example, these sometimes you might have to refill after transport. It makes life a lot easier. The next tool are your buckets. So flower buckets, again, these are specific green flower buckets that's very commonly used in flower shops or floral studios, but you can use any plastic bucket from Home Depot. That just makes life easier. I like the pretty pink ones. If I didn't use buckets every day, guys, I would have like only really cute buckets, but these get beat down. We use them a lot. So depending on how much you're using them, I say it might be worth it to invest in those really pretty pink buckets so that if you're not using them every day. But again, these are great. You need buckets to process your flowers. The next tool we're going to talk about is chicken wire. I'm choosing chicken wire, but it can be any kind of basic mechanic you choose to use. So some people use flower foam. Some people use ocean pouches, which I love. There's just different mechanics. You can use flower tape to do your mechanic, but you need one base mechanic that is your main thing that you're working with. I personally love chicken wire. I feel like it's very versatile and it's also more sustainable than using flower foam. Flower foam is very toxic. I try not to use it. I've used it obviously, but as much as I can, I'm a chicken wire girl. And make sure you get coated chicken wire. The next set of tools are floral tape. They have a few different types of floral tape. So these are clear flower tape, which you can use to basically grid your vase to use as a mechanic. If you don't have chicken wire, you can definitely use clear flower tape to create a grid at the opening of your vase. We have this kind of paper flower tape, sticky flower tape. It's great for boutonnieres, flower crowns, corsages, any kind of small body wearable floral pieces. This tape is great. And we have more sturdy waterproof tape that we use for various things. If you're using a big urn arrangement, you might want to grid with something like this instead. But ultimately you have different types of flower tape, different sizes. The standard, I say just get 1/2 inch, is pretty standard, but if you're using smaller vases, you might want to use 1/4 inch clear tape. But standard 1/2 inch, you're good, you should be good to go. Now we're gonna move on to cutting tools. So these are anything with a knife and a cutting mechanic. The first thing is a pair of scissors. I have quite a few, but these are, again, pretty self-explanatory, from opening packages to cutting ribbons for your packaging. You just need a pair of scissors. So that's definitely needed. And I like to have 2 sets of scissors, one for like cloth materials, so ribbons, and one for like paper and like tape, because the ones we're using for ribbon needs to be sharp at all times, and there's nothing worse than using a dull scissors to cut a ribbon. It drives me crazy. So I like to have 2 sets of scissors, one for those two, for different purposes. Next thing we have is shears. That probably should be on top of the list. in all honesty. I try to categorize in my head, like just the things you need to put things on, but these are what you need to actually work with. And your shears are your top investment. Get something good, get something sharp. I love this brand, the Floral scissors. These are like this Japanese floral shears, but they have all different types you can get from Amazon. But you need a pair of floral shears to cut your stems and while you're designing. Next thing is a flower knife. I love my flower knife. I use them every day and I lose them almost every day. But no, I can use them for so many different purposes, from cutting stems to opening boxes to removing thorns and roses. I love a flower knife. You just need one. Speaking of thorns, the next one is it's a rose stripper. So these tools just remove thorns on long stems. They are great if you're working with a lot of roses that can get very thorny. These are great to remove the thorns. Another important cutting tool is your wire cutter. These are, I guess, pliers, wire cutters. You're constantly working with wires if you're working with flowers. So for me, obviously I use chicken wire. I'm sure many of you also use chicken wire or plan to use chicken wire, but you also need wires for different things. Like if you're making a flower crown, or if you need to fix a stem, you have to wire the stem for event work. Ranunculus, we have to stem them all the time. As pretty as they are, they break easily. So you just need your wire cutters to just cut straight wires all the time. Another cutting tool I like are these big shears. They are like tree cutters, and this is from this brand called Fiskars. I love these because I work with a lot of branches. I love big, beautiful branches and a beautiful urn. Very simple, elegant design that goes a long way. But your shears might not work for some of these stems. They can get pretty hardy. So you want something that just can cut through that, and this is a great piece for that. Almost done, guys. The last two things I have here is for decoration and packaging. So obviously ribbon. I don't know why I have red ribbon here. I have a lot of colors, but I say start with white or ivory because that kind of goes almost every packaging. And same, maybe 1 inch in size is good. I think these are 2 inches. These are pretty big, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so definitely have some ribbons when you are delivering flowers for clients, or even if you're making something for a loved one, when you're done with it, you want to add some paper and some ribbon on the finishing bouquet. Ribbons just make everything look pretty. And the last thing I would add here is a stapler, but one of those handled staplers. So again, for packaging, I can do another video just on packaging if you guys would like that. But these, even if you just put tissue paper just around, let's say you put tissue paper around your vase with a ribbon, this stapler is great because you can just staple it in place. So yes. Okay guys, so this is it for today. These are my top tools for, again, beginner floral design, or if you're a floral design hobbyist, you just love it and you'll want to create well. These are some of the tools I believe they are worth investing in. If you cannot get all of them at the same time, definitely get a pair of shears and a Lazy Susan. I think these two things are game changers in terms of help you develop your design aesthetic and skills of practicing. So, okay, let me know what you think of this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.